On this episode of the Modern Travel Agent Podcast, we're going to do something a little bit different. This is the first time we're trying a new segment called Round the Block. This is where I take you with me on my walk and I answer some questions from travel agents. So if you want your question answered, send us a message, leave me a comment, let me know. But until then, I'm just going to field some of the most common questions that I typically get. This first question came from one of our new ICs, Kayla. I was having a mentoring / training call with her, and we were going over marketing and just talking about the general process. And she was telling me about something that I vividly remember feeling myself, which is like this imposter syndrome. Like, how do I tell somebody like where I think they should go if I haven't been there? Right? How can I be an expert before I'm an expert? And my answer was actually super straightforward, which is that you don't need to be an expert early on. All you need to do is kind of open up the curtain and show them what your process is. You can say, well, you said that you wanted an adult-only resort located in the Cancun hotel zone. So I went into my wholesaler system. I found, X number of resorts. From those, I went through the reviews on TripAdvisor and Google to see which ones were consistently ranked the highest. Of those, here are the 3 best ones. It looks like out of these 3, this one is going to be better for beach. This one's going to be better for pool. This one's going to be better for party, nightlife. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can kind of just open up your process to them and kind of detail what you've been doing for them in the research stage, so you don't feel like you have to have all the answers and you don't feel like you have to know everything that needs to be known. So that's how you get around trying to be an expert before you're an expert, right? You just open it up, tell them what you're doing for them. They're going to appreciate it. It's also going to make the process collaborative. They're going to like that. Another super common question that I get is, what is my advice for new travel agents, people who are new into the industry? And the answer has, I think, 2 parts. Number one, recognize that this is a relationship-driven industry. So you really need to focus on building relationships with your clients. You got to focus on building relationships with your tour operators and wholesalers and the people that you partner with. And you need to focus on building a relationship with other agents, because this is definitely a community that focuses on community over competition, right? It's people that want to build each other up and help each other out. And if you don't plug yourself into that community, you're going to be missing out on a lot. Number 2, and also super important, is you should sit down and you should take the question, why should I work with you? And you should write all of your answers down for that question. And you should take the other question is, after they've been working with you, why should I book through you? And you should write all the answers down to that question. And then you should go back and perfect those answers over and over and over again until you feel like you can answer that in your sleep. You're going to get it a million times. And unless you can absolutely crush that question, then you're going to be leaving money on the table. It's not enough to say, I'm knowledgeable and I have expertise. It's better just to demonstrate it in a story about a client that needed your help and how you found the perfect option for them. So that's what it's about. Number 1, it's a relationship-driven industry. Focus on relationships. Number 2, get really good at nailing that pitch and knowing how to close people and express the value that you can give to them in story, in narrative. Demonstrate, give them something to visualize. This episode is sponsored by Palladium Hotel Group. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the previous episode of the Modern Travel Agent Podcast, I recommend that you check it out. I detail the top 4 reasons to stay or to send your clients at the TRS Yucatan Hotel. It's a beautiful property. I had an incredible stay this past December. Got a lot of good footage and video that you can check out, and also just kind of learn about the resort and which clients it's going to be good for. It's definitely a Riviera Maya style resort. It's not a high-rise type property. It's located sort of in the jungle. It's spread out. It's kind of a larger property. It's separated by a lagoon. So it's definitely a different type of adult-only luxury resort, but it's great for couples. It's right next to the Grand Palladium Riviera Maya complex, so it's actually 4 resorts in one. It's a great option. I highly recommend that you check it out. I keep getting ghosted by my clients. What should I do? There's a couple different answers to this question, but the first one, and probably the easiest one, is, did you have a consultation / discovery call with them at the beginning? Because that is a big way to save yourself some time. If you're worried about your clients falling off, then you can filter them out earlier in the process. Because ultimately, if somebody doesn't have time in their day for a 5 to 10 minute phone call to discuss their vacation that they're going to spend thousands of dollars on, they're not that serious about taking that vacation, or they're not that serious about booking that vacation through you. So one way that you can reduce the number of people who ghost you is filter them out earlier in the process. Another thing that you can do is make sure that as you continue to work with them, that they always know the next step in the process. They always know what you're working towards. So, if you have the consultation call, you're gonna say, I'm gonna put together some quotes and I'm gonna send them over to you. And then we can schedule a call to go through the options and you can tell me what you like or don't like, just to find the right package for you. Once we do that, we find the right package, you'll be able to apply your deposit. That will confirm your reservation and lock in your rate. And then you can pay towards your reservation until the final balance is due approximately 45 to 60 days prior to departure. When you outline the entire process, then they kind of know what they're working towards, and that limits the likelihood of there coming a part where they're thinking, okay, what's the next step? Well, let me go online and see what the price is. Oh, look at this promotion that they're offering. What a great deal. Let me book directly online. That's my advice. Have a consultation call. Continually tell them the next step in the process. That'll cut down the number of ghosts by a lot.